Welcome to the D. Yang's analysis of Chinese inequality. Due to this book, I really want to understand the nature of unequal distribution of wealth. Here, taking China as an example, I would discuss the income gap from several aspects. First of all, is there a large gap in wealth and income in China? Second, what are the underlying reasons for the uneven income distribution in China? Finally, if the gap is large, how can it be improved? Let's take a brief look at China. Ancient China has undergone many changes and dynasties. In the Qin dynasty, Emperor Qin Shi Huang established the first unified authoritarian centralized empire in Chinese history. After the revolution in the early 20th century, the People's Republic of China was established in 1949. In 1978, China reformed and opened up. Next, let's look at the first question: is there a large gap in wealth and income in China? We need to first define the unequal distribution of wealth. That is the Gini coefficient. We first arrange the population by the amount of income of each individual. Then, looking into the graph, the line L, X, represents a percent of income that the X percent of the population is making. Dividing the area, A, by the area, A plus B, will give us the Gini coefficient. A higher Gini coefficient means a larger income gap. Next, let's look at China's Gini coefficient from 1982 to 2019, which mostly comes from the Chinese National Bureau of Statistics. Let's answer the first question: is there a big gap in wealth and income in China? Let's analyze it by time period. The changes in the Gini coefficient from 1982 to 2016 can be divided into three stages. From 1982 to 1998, the Gini coefficient has an average annual increase of 4.70%. The reform and opening up stimulated the enthusiasm of private entrepreneurs, so some people got rich first. The reform also led to the layoff and diversion of state-owned enterprise employees. 1998 to 2008 was the second stage. The Gini coefficient has an average annual increase of 0.53%. More people started to start their own businesses and the income of urban workers has also been increasing. At the same time, government increases tax on high income. As a result of these efforts by the government, although the gap between the rich and the poor is still increasing, the increase is getting smaller and smaller. 2008 to 2019 was the third stage. The Gini coefficient has an average annual drop of 0.24%. The Chinese government treats poverty alleviation as the central task, contributing to the drop in Gini coefficient. Now we will summarize to see the root cause of the uneven income distribution in China. It comes to the second question: what are the underlying reasons for the uneven income distribution in China? First is the promotion of market reform. Since 1982, state-owned enterprises have been reformed in the form of decentralization and profitability, contract management, and shareholding reforms, etc. The Gini coefficient reaches 0.436 in 1994. Capital is concentrated in a few people without effective restriction. However, the benefits obtained by the laborer is restricted by their physical condition. Second is the change of ownership structure. Over the reform and opening up, non-public economy has become an important part of China's GDP. In public-owned enterprises, the income gap between employees is not large. In non-public enterprises, the income gap between them is huge. Third is the imbalance between capital gains and labor income. The profit income of capital has always been at a relatively high level, while the proportion of total labor remuneration income in GDP has been declining. This directly leads to the gap between the vast majority of people whose main source is labor income and the minority whose main source is business and asset income. Fourth, industry monopoly and administrative monopoly. It is hard to deny that due to monopoly, the income of some industries is much higher than the average income level, such as celebrities. There are also administrative monopoly, defects in the appointment and assessment system, and judicial corruption. Finally, let's look at the third question: how can we improve the unequal income distribution? These are my recommendations. First, increase the labor rate of return. Second, improve the tax system. Third, optimize the government expenditures. It is important to improve the wage promotion system for employees and increase wages in a timely manner based on prices level. For social justice, it is necessary to levy real estate tax and inheritance tax. The personal income tax system should be improved by increasing deductions for raising children, supporting the elderly, and housing loans, etc. Government should more focus on public services and social protections such as basic education, medical and health care, and social assistance. Ending. Thanks for watching.